Well, Diane is here now, along with her boys, Liam and Joel. It's so good to see all of you. And Diane, I can't believe it's 20 years. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
It's flown past. I think everybody says that about their children, but I can't believe how big they are.
I know, it's remarkable. But that fight that you had, you know, looking back, you had to fight so very hard. I always thought at the time, I didn't know where you got that strength from, you know, that real inner strength to keep going.
I think it was a case of not really having a choice. I was so driven and knowing that this is exactly what I wanted, that there was no alternative.
No, exactly, and you knew it was what your husband wanted as well. That was the thing. And was he always kind of with you during that fight? Did you kind of feel that you were actually fighting for both of you?
Absolutely, yes.
And then you've got the boys, that's the thing, you know,
yes.
Which is absolutely incredible. I mean, I know you didn't get to know your dad, but you talk about him a lot. There's photographs of him.
You've still seen photos of him. So it's weird kind of having never met him, because he's, you know, it still feels like he's there, so...
Yeah, that's lovely. That's very good, because your mum fought so hard. I mean, Diane, you really did. An emotional cost, also a financial cost. I mean, I think people forget that too. You know, it cost a lot of money for you to go through all of this process.
It was a huge risk, but absolutely worth it.
Well, it's worth it now, but even back then, you know, I mean, things have moved on. Sort of 20 years ago, IVF was still, you know, it wasn't guaranteed. It's still not guaranteed, to be fair, but back then it wasn't. So you even when you won the battle, you still didn't know that you were going to get this great result.
No, I think I once worked out the odds of having Liam at being something like equivalent to winning the national lottery, you know.
Wow. And you won it twice?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Which is just, it's absolutely brilliant. You really were a pioneer, though, an absolute pioneer. But you have been, you know, the reality is you've been a single mum, and sometimes that must have been tough.
Yeah, it's hard being a single mum at times, but it's also very rewarding as well. So, yeah.
To see your boys growing up,
yes.
It's really good. You didn't meet someone else? Was that through choice, or it just didn't happen, or...?
It just hasn't happened. It's probably slightly different being a widow than, say, if you got divorced or something like that. But, I mean, my boys occupy me completely. I've got a very busy life.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. So, for both of you, what is it that you want to do? What's the plan? I mean, what age are you now? 18 now? Yeah, 18. Yeah. So, what's the big plan?
It's well, I've actually been doing kind of technical theatre recently.
Excellent.
So a lot of the kind of lighting side and the backstage things. But next year and kind of going forward, I'm looking to go into IT networking.
Very good. That's where the future is.
Yeah. That's for doing an apprenticeship at your old school, aren't you?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Wales High School, aren't you?
Yeah. And what about you, Joel? What's the plan for you? What are you thinking? You've still got loads of time.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite into, like, programming type things.
Okay.
Like, when I'm at home, I might do some programming sometimes.
Right.
So something computer related, probably. Yeah.
You've been looking at programming apps recently, haven't you?
Yeah.
Mobile apps.
God, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I've been working on trying to make some apps. Yeah.
Excellent. That's really, really good. I think your dad would have been very, very, very proud of you. Very proud. Do you see some of Stephen and your boys? Do you see that sometimes? Maybe a look or a gesture or something they'll say or something they're passionate about?
I think that Liam looks like my husband now.
You must still get people saying to you, you won this battle, or do you still get people sort of coming to you maybe going through the same thing or maybe looking for some inspiration or some help?
Well, of course, with the internet now, everybody can look me up. So if anybody's going through anything similar, I do tend to get phone calls from people looking for help. But it's
quite funny, really, because we were saying just this morning that, you know, because obviously we're both very interested in IT now, and you know, obviously we've all got the internet, but actually when, you know, my dad was around and Mum was fighting this, the internet was only just starting to...
Of course.
Starting to come out.
I know, back in those days. I remember not even having mobile phones. So, I'm that old.
Liam's about the same age as Google, aren't you? So.
Oh, that's not so bad. It's great. No, it's really good, and you're an absolute credit to your mum and of course, to your dad. And the future for you, Diane, you just keep looking after these boys and...
Yes, they keep me very busy.
I bet they do, I'll bet they do. But you did win an amazing, it was landmark. I remember the case at the time, and I think everybody remembers the case at the time. And what an amazing achievement.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, worth everything, worth all of that. That's great. Thank you. Really good to see you. Good luck with everything you do. You must talk to our techie boys about all their lighting, and good, because all the big shows are done here, the big Saturday shows. You need to have a wee chat with them about that too. And best of luck to both of you. And whatever you decide to do, I know you'll be a huge success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Bye.